Mr. President, UN Watch supports the struggle against racism. Our founder, Morris Abram, was an early advocate of the civil rights struggle who marched arm in arm with Martin Luther King. Today, however, on the world stage, this noble cause is abused by those seeking to deflect attention from their crimes. They promote a twisted narrative that points the finger at Western democracies. Consider Sudan, whose president has been indicted by the ICC for perpetrating a racist genocide against hundreds of thousands of black Africans in Darfur. How can he hurl the accusation of racism against the world's most tolerant democracies? Mr. President, this is not only the theater of the absurd, it provides ideological cover for a system that turns a blind eye to millions of victims worldwide. In this regard, we welcome President Obama's decision not to legitimize what has become known as Durban III, the UN summit in New York for September 22nd. His reason, quote, "The Durban process included ugly displays of intolerance and anti-Semitism, and we did not want to see that commemorated," end quote. This followed the path set by Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper 6 months ago. Jason Kenney, the Minister of Immigration and Multiculturalism, said, quote, "Canada is clearly committed to the fight against racism, but the Durban process commemorates an agenda that actually promotes racism rather than combats it. Our government has lost faith in the Durban process. Canada will not participate in this charade," end quote. Mr. President, does anyone expect this third Durban summit to address Sudan's racist genocide? No. Saudi Arabia's subjugation of women? No. Pakistan's death sentences for so-called blasphemers? No. When President Ahmadinejad appears, will he be made to answer for Iran's killing of gays, persecution of Baha'is, racist discrimination against Arabs, Azeris, Baluchis, and Kurds, its ongoing violent repression of peaceful protesters, a flagrant violation of the Durban Declaration's own Article 2? No. Mr. President, in September, who will organize a real conference to hear from the world's greatest victims of intolerance? We will, across the street, together with 25 other human rights NGOs. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir.